You want your tablet?
Hello, Louisville. Guess who's coming to dinner? Hey, Louisville. Woo! Thunderstorms. Hurricane Ida on her way. No, she looked like she came a little early. Okay, today I'm going to restream the interview that I had with my brother Nate Spencer on Friday. We had a lot of people that tuned in, and maybe some people didn't get a chance to tune in. But I thought our conversation was really important. It was about part of our history, especially African Americans' history here in Louisville, about Old Walnut Street. And he's trying to get a petition signed so that he can get the honorary name over the Muhammad Ali name of the street to Old Walnut Street. That's not such a heavy thing to ask, but he needs a petition. He wants to just get as many names as he can, and mostly he wants to get names from business owners, Black business owners, because that is our legacy of business in the city. See, Walnut Street was our Tulsa, our Black Wall Street. Everybody, we had our own. We had our own grocery store, drugstore. Anyway, I won't just go into that. But I'm going to have the conversation with Nate that we had on Friday. And then I'm going to play just a snippet of my take on Walnut Street, the removal of our Black district, what happened and what it was like. So you're going to get two pieces of some history about Old Walnut Street. So sit back, relax, and welcome to Mr. Nate Spencer. See you in a bit. Welcome to Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. I am your host, Janice Carter Miller. And today we are here to we're going to talk about some things that's close to my heart. Now, see, I am a Beecher Terracian. That means I was born in Beecher Terrace. And as a little girl, I experienced what Louisville was like, what the old school Beecher Terrace was like, the kind where you could leave your front door open, where I could go take dance lessons at Baxter and walk across the street by myself. I think I was 5. Okay, where you had a community that, remember, when the lady down the street, if she saw you doing something wrong, she chastised you. And then she came and told your mama, so your mama could chastise you. Yeah, that was Beecher Terrace. I lived at 1014 Cedar Court. And proud of that. Most Beecher-Terrians are. You know, back in the day, we had a different kind of community that was a whole lot more cohesive than we are today. You know, so on that note, our guest today is going to bring some of that back to your remembrance, because he's going to talk about our history, you know, what we come from, who we are, the real deal. And on that note, I bring to you my brother, Mr. Nate Spencer.
What's going on?
WeCU Productions. What?
What's up, girl?
How you doing, sweetie?
I'm doing great. Good to see you.
It's about time.
I know.
You said I gotta have something. I gotta have something I want to talk to him about. You know, can't just be a guest. You know, it has to be relevant.
Always,
you know,
and important.
Oh yeah,
to the community.
Well, we've been working together, Nate. I met you when we were both working to help get Mr. Fisher, Mayor Fisher, elected. And we have been friends ever since, huh?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's something. Then we had a good time. There was a nice crew of people. We all got along with each other. Wasn't that something?
It was the best.
It was the best. The party bus. Remember the party bus?
Yeah. Say no more while we on the floor.
I mean, it was like I developed some new friendships just from that
Oh yeah.
that campaign.
Most definitely.
And I'm proud to say that I've maintained that friendship with you, and because we've been working on my documentary, and I'm trying to help you do some things that you're doing, and
Yeah.
we just kind of
Support each
do
other.
the thing that I say to people on the show all the time: help me, help you, help me, I'll help you, then you help me, and
Mm-hmm.
we just keep doing it.
Mm-hmm. And then won't nobody need too much more help.
What you said.
That's right. That's right.
But today,
Yeah.
Nate, tell us a bit about you and how you got into the production part, how you came up with WeCU, and where it has taken you to this petition that you want to talk about today.
Okay. Well. First of all, WeCU Productions is I'm owner of the independent film and television production company. We do shorts, we'll do documentaries, we've done commercials, and basically it was about 2012. I thought about it. I got with a few friends, some young men that I really had just met and discovered that they were interested in film and television themselves. And so it was a group of us. And at the time, the Dirt Bowl was happening. And so I talked to the crew, the guys at the time. We were just friends, and then we became a crew. And we went out and did the Dirt Bowl documentary back and released it in 2013. And so it's my own. I have co-owners as well. The production company, and it stretches out to many different arenas. But I think the main thing with WeCU Productions for me is being a Black business owner. I've been in the film industry for over 30 years, coming from the bottom to where I am today and where I'm going to go tomorrow. And just being an example that yes, we can do this. I'm also I sit on the board of advisors for the Louisville Film Commission, and I've been on that board since 16, 15, since it started.
Okay.
And part of my mission with the Louisville Film Commission is I play a key role for our people. I'm one of few Black representatives at the table.
Okay.
And I go hard because this is my life. This is what I've been doing for more than half my life. Right. And I love it. And I want to share it. You know what I'm saying? I want to share it with everyone in the city of Louisville, but I really want to share it with my people.
Okay.
Because we have been so neglected in the film industry. It's a lot of racism in all industries, but the film industry, we're just now we're on the rise, as you can see clearly. Long awaited, and I want to be part of the rise, and I have been rising along the journey of our fight with, of Blacks being successful in the film industry, getting in the film industry, getting on the crew, at least getting on the crew. A lot of movies don't see too many Blacks on the crew.
Because you have to have some. That's where you get your experience.
That's where you get your experience at.
Right.
And I'm just happy and blessed to have been able to get a lot of experience in this industry, enough experience to be a mentor to a lot of the young filmmakers here in the city, Black and some white too. So and Asian and Hispanic actually. I don't have no boundaries of who you are as a person when it comes to me sharing what I've been given as a gift.
Right.
I'm a God man. I'm a Jesus follower. You know what I'm saying? That's them are my guys right there. They take care of everything for me. So I got to roll with that. Okay. All right. So, but as being the vehicle on this planet, on this earth, I'm about giving what I've been given. And we need to do that. Everybody
sharing your gifts. You can't hold your gifts to yourself. You can't hold them close to your chest. You got to share them.
Have to share them. That's what we're here for, to share with each other. Make a better world, makes a better place. Just like you said, you help me, I help you. Nobody needs any help hardly at all.
Right. And if you do need some help, you know where to go.
You know where to go. So
let me take you to this other place. This place that I remember when I was a little girl. See, and I'm even older than you. That I used to walk to the drugstore. I remember there was Kinslow's restaurant, There was Charlie Moore's. There was the Top Hat. There was the grocery store. There was the Peanut Man that sat on the corner that had the hot peanuts. And up the street, we'd walk. My brother and I used to walk up the street to go to the Grand and the Lyric. And I am talking about Walnut Street.
Yeah.
Before it was Muhammad Ali, it was Walnut Street. So now you have a petition.
Yes.
Tell us about why the petition and get into this for me. Let's chop this up.
Let's do it. So Old Walnut Street. Walnut Street, I remembered as a kid. I remember just Walnut Street because I lived on 39th and River Park. So it all came all the way down, right? And so how this came about is that it's one of them. I woke up one day. Actually, I woke up during the protests and the march. It was in June. Okay.
June of last year.
June of last year, because I actually started the petition June of last year, going, to person to person, people signing it by hand and everything. And then with COVID kicking in, I decided I need to slow down on this and I'll come back around and do it electronically, which I came back around again this year and did it electronically. But how it originated was it was one of the days I woke up during the revolution. I had been out marching, protesting for our rights and justice and everything. And it just hit me that, we were out there fighting for justice for Breonna Taylor, for David McAtee, and George Floyd, everybody, and I was like, but there's more fight. There's more things that we really need to fight for. And this is the time. And this is, yes, take advantage of this moment.
Right.
Because we are where we are, and it hit me. I was like, Walnut Street, I thought about King Clay, Merv, Mr. Hudson, and writing, the book, 2 Centuries of Old Louisville, and I have the book and I frequent it and I just look at that book and I'm like, man, look at all this that we were. Look at all this that we had. Look at all this that we were about, Walnut Street. It showed our community, which is togetherness, how we support each other. I think the biggest thing that it showed was our economic power, which is why things happened like they did and Walnut Street was removed. You know what I mean?
In urban removal.
Urban removal, as we.
They never gave us a reason why they removed.
They never gave us a reason. And I asked around. I asked Ken. I asked Mark. I asked them, and they was like, Nate, I don't know. So here's what I thought. It's just a thought.
Okay. That
I woke up with, and I was like, man, we need to fight for everything that we are. And I said, and Old Walnut Street was, as far as Louisville and the state of Kentucky, for real, as far as this being the major city, I was like, that's where we were powerful. We were together.
That was our Black Wall Street.
It was our Black Wall Street.
Huh?
Absolutely.
That was our Black Wall Street.
It was. And all that was destroyed by hate and systemic racism, just to keep it real.
Absolutely.
And then all across the country.
Same
not
thing.
Just Louisville, Kentucky, not just Tulsa.
Right.
So when I actually did a small march during the protest, and it was Black Business Matters and Black Media Matters. And Walnut Street was my drive to do that because it was important that we fight for that as well. We need to see, if you picture what Old Walnut Street looked like.
I can see it.
From 6th Street down.
Can you see it?
Can you see that today? Can you see it?
I can see what it was.
What it was, but can you see?
And just to think, had it been refurbished with all those businesses still there, what that would look like.
That's right, exactly. What would it look like, y'all?
Yeah.
Like really picture if we had that today. Now, here's the good thing that's happening right now in Louisville. Black businesses are excelling. They're you know, you got the Noir Black Chamber. He's putting it out 502 by Black. All those, you know, and it's showing the numbers of African Americans that are entrepreneurs, you know,
Right.
business owners. You know, they're
Right.
coming, they're making it happen. But we have to do this together if we want to come anywhere close to what Walnut Street was, which was very significant for this entire state. Even
Right.
if they didn't like it at the time, because there's, again, that is why it was removed. It wasn't a renewal, it was a removal.
Because we got too big for britches.
too
We
big
thought
for-
we
we got
was
too big.
running something.
We were. That's the thing. We were.
We were.
And it's a lot of power in economic development, economic period.
Right.
It's where it's at. I mean, to keep it real, without the economic power, ain't too much movement gonna happen.
No, we had
You can move.
We had our own grocery store. We had our own drugstore. We had
Theater.
our own cleaners.
Hamilton's
Everything was ours.
barbershop. Ed Hamilton's
Barbershop,
Eddie,
shoe shop.
shoe shop,
you know.
Davis Records, Eddie Davis, Merv, Eddie
Yeah.
Davis photographer, his
Yeah.
family, Merv Ops, his family. They had the, you know, Davis record store,
Right.
you know, and they also had trade school too for Black, you know. It was just so much.
What didn't we have?
What didn't we have?
We were thriving, and I'm saying we were thriving in 1950.
We were thriving, but it started,
In the 40s,
even earlier.
even the 30s. Okay, Beach Terrace was built in the 30s.
Right. So let's go even further back.
Okay.
Because back in, let's see, in the 1884, there was 4 Black businesses that started in 1884.
Wow.
Okay. Then in 1900, it went up to 24 Black businesses. All right. And then in 1950, 154 Black owned businesses was thriving. And this is from then. Okay, so let's go all the way. See, a lot of people don't know it goes back to 8, but if you get that 2 centuries of Black Louisville, which I recommend every single, I don't care if you're white, Black, whoever you are, if you live in Louisville,
Get the book.
in the state of Kentucky,
Get the book.
you need to get that book.
Yeah.
And it's worth the investment. It is an investment. It's an investment in your history.
See, that's some of that history that what are they calling this? This theory, where they don't want things to be taught in school.
Yes.
It's like that's part of the history of this city that some of the people that live in the city have no idea about.
Exactly. I've spoken to some people. You know, I think, you know, the important thing about the petition.
Get to the petition. The petition.
The petition. So I woke up and I'm like, hey, we need to fight for our past, because if more of the young people, you know, really see who we were, what we did, how we did it, we have a different Louisville right now, especially in the West End, you know. Okay. So I'm like, you know, man, I need to do this. It's not for me.
Right.
It's for us.
Right.
And the entire city of Louisville. I don't care what color you are. I've got white friends that had no clue about Old Walnut Street. So they've been neglected as well.
Right.
So that when everybody's neglected in information.
Right. You can't make an informed decision if you don't have enough information.
You can't.
And don't have have all the information. You can't get a part and a piece of it.
Right.
You got to have all of it.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, you know, I'm looking at it like this. So I looked at it, and when I actually pictured the signs being up, and so I want to make this bring this to everybody's attention that we don't want to remove any signs. Like the Muhammad Ali signs stays. We just want to put atop of the Muhammad Ali signs commemorative and honorary sign, Old Walnut Street District.
Like we did for Reverend Coleman.
Reverend Coleman, exactly.
The name of the street is still there, but it's his name on the top of it.
Exactly. Okay.
So
imagine anybody, especially like the young people riding down the street with their kids, and the kids look up and they go, "Hey, mama, what?" They used to see him holiday sign. They look up and they see this brown sign that says Old Walnut Street District. Mama, what's that? What's Old Walnut Street? A new person that wants to be a Louisvillian. They riding. They look up, what's Old Walnut Street? They look it up. Boom, 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 boom. Oh my gosh, I didn't know this actually existed. So it's all about let's we have to trigger off. Now, Ken Clay, love him he does the Walnut Street Review.
Right.
That's great. It's during Black History Month. LCCC, they're building Walnut Street. You know what I mean? Right. The Walnut Street building. Right. Boom. Another great one. We need to do more and more and more until we begin to really see a new, actually, I'm gonna say it like it is, a new Black Louisville, a new Black business Louisville. Right. Because look, man, again, on KY, I was raised to just love y'all.
Right. You're talking about a mindset too, Nate. Mindset. You're talking about a mindset of how did, with far less resources that they had then, how were they able to? They came together. Now they came together. They were support. They worked. They kind of spoke in one voice. Because they had no choice but to speak with one voice. Right. Nowadays, we got a whole lot of voices.
We all over the place. All over the place. We've been separated too now. We've been bamboozled and tricked and coerced and
we got our little cliques.
We got our cliques. We got our little selfness. Okay. See, I'm about collaborating. I'm about hey y'all, let's do this. Let's do this together because I understand the power of togetherness, of coming together. We all have resources. Right. We all have resources. We all have a brain. We all have minds. We're very intelligent people. Yes. Right? Yes. And we have a lot of money in our, we are the number one consumers in this United States of America. Right. So what's the problem within our own communities?
Right. That we can't manifest that within our community.
We got to work on that. And it does start and so the business world, which is the economic world, which is advancement in the world, I don't really dwell on the money thing, but the reality is that it's what we have to have it to even compete with racism. Right. Okay. We do. Right. Yeah. It sounds crazy, but if anybody out there understands what I'm saying, Well,
we have to have, like the whole point is to level the playing field. We talked earlier today. We don't need to just be in the room. We need a seat at the table. Scoot over.
And a voice and to be listened to, not just for us to sit there and listen. We got voice.
We're not trying to be a token. No. We have something to say. It's valid.
Absolutely.
So we want to sit at the table. We want to help make decisions, especially decisions that have to do with our lives. Yeah. Yeah. And we know that our city right now, everything that we've been going through forever, but it's specifically in these last few years, we're broken. We're broken right now. We're broken. And we need to work on healing, but we can't. I don't think we can get to the healing till we figure out how to keep our kids from killing each other. Right.
Well, we have to give them something to do. We have to we have to be role models, true role models, not just a flashy role model, not a flashy role model.
You can't stand behind the curtain and peep out the window and look. You got to go out the front door and say, "What's going on?"
Oh, you got to hit the pavement now.
You got to say, "What's going on?" They can tell you, you need to go back in the house, old lady. But at least if you make an attempt and you see everybody sees what's going on in their neighborhoods.
Everybody does.
But what I want you to tell me, why a petition? What is the petition for?
Well, so the petition is to make it happen, to get the, first of all, Ja'Cory Arthur is the councilman in that district, in the Russell neighborhood. Okay. And I need to get that. Really, I don't know how much he knows about Walnut Street, but I would love to just pour it all out on him so that he have understanding. But this young man, he understands our community. He understands our people, right? And he's in entertainment, which is a big deal in on Walnut Street. You know, that was
Right.
it was the
Right.
mecca.
That was the entertainment core right there.
It really was. You know, and it's also something for, you know, I want to see our people come together on something as simple as a petition to get some signs put up.
Okay.
But it's simple, but it has a lot of meaning.
Sure.
And it has a lot of significance, right, to it. It has a lot of its own inner power to encourage us, to inspire us, to, especially the young people, man. You know, they don't realize what, if they know what we had. Y'all know how they think. So, you know, they get something in their head. They like, what? We did that. We had this. We had that. Hold up now. And we need to instill that in them. And of course, it's part of the history part. And JC,
but we want to, when you say what you wanted to get across was that you said to me that every Black person that owns a business should be signing this petition.
Oh, that's a hands down. That's a hands down.
If everybody signed your petition, how many signatures do you think you come up with? People that have, I don't care if it's just
a lot of
one person.
Shoot. Well, let me tell you like this. All I'm asking for is 500 to 1,000, and we well over that. Okay,
that's all you need to get the.
I mean, that's
one of the criteria to get the sign.
No, not necessarily, right?
Okay,
not necessarily. I don't even know what the number is. I really don't care. I need people to wake up, look at what this is for. What's the significance? Why is this? Yes, it's our history and it's our future. Even though it's the past, it's still our future because of what
we have to build off our past.
That's right.
That's what we've been trying to do, is build off our past. But we had nothing. You know, they didn't give us 40 acres and a mule. You know, I'm not trying to be disparaging, but I know people from other countries have come to the United States and they were given $10,000 to set up their homes. Nobody did no credit check.
Right.
Looking for no FICO score to say that you are eligible or you're not eligible. Black folks has never gotten that kind of love.
Yeah.
And that's the part of the reparations thing that I think, you know, that I don't think I know that's we see how this country is so benevolent towards everybody, but the folks that built it. I'm just saying.
Truth be told. Truth be told.
But you know, everybody that built it.
I just wish everybody would just accept that fact. You know what I'm saying?
It's a fact.
I think everybody
we can't. We got to be checked inside out. Our record, credit,
you name it.
Did we finish high school? You know, what was our parents on ADC? You know, come on, give me a break. You know, so together, when we know that we don't have to judge one another, that kind of unity helps put us in a place where we should be able to move forward together.
Yeah, like they did on Walnut Street.
Like they did. Yeah.
Yeah, because it obviously it didn't look too hard. You know, I just saw pictures. I've got, you know, I've learned some history about it through King Clay and Merv and Ed Hamilton and Miss Emma Lucille. You know, the Cunningham, Bob Cunningham. You know, Miss Jane Cunningham. You know, I could name so many that were kids then, and that's another reason why I felt this was important. While some of them are still with us, even including yourself, who remember some things of the day, is that we, you know, this is important for them as well.
Right.
It really, really is.
Well, you know, it's Louisville in that time and era. We were very proud of it, and even as we got older, we were still very proud of what we had. And all we could talk about is what they took from us. Right. We never gave anything back.
Right.
My mother called it urban. A lot of places call it urban removal instead of renewal. Renewal was supposed to be replacement of something. It was going to be renewed. It never got renewed.
No.
It never got renewed.
Got tore up.
And even, let me give you this one, Nate. You know, I know they got this TIF thing happening, and they got the programs where they want to give money to Black businesses and, you know, to give them a leg up. But I'm just curious is how come every time when there's some money to be spread out within the community, when it comes to Black folks, we have to get the loan. Where's all the grants? What happened to the grants? The grants are gone by the time we find out that there was some money. Is that right?
Well, we need to keep standing up and fighting for what we really should have and what we deserve.
But
we shouldn't have to go through all the rigmarole.
We need to do it together.
Together. And we, together, and we need to invest in each other. We need to invest in each other.
Yeah.
Really.
Support each other's businesses.
$20, $10, $100, $10, $5, don't matter.
Yeah. Look, push a like button, push a subscribe button. Folks that are, we've been relegated to social media right now. But I know a lot of people. I see Big Al, he's got a food truck.
Okay.
He is at every event in this city. But he's not the only one with a food truck, but he's the only one that I see make sure that he has some visibility.
Presence.
You also have to promote yourself. You have to find that way to promote yourself.
Mm-hmm. You do.
Look at you and your company, how you went from just into what's the collaboration you do, the Black Media?
The Black Media Collaborative, which is, that's my baby too. That's a nonprofit organization and we dedicated to developing media literacy, skilled people in production, as well as the distribution of that. And then we take that creativity and we sustain and preserve and cultivate the knowledge of our Black heritage and culture. I mean, that's extremely important, and that's about to kick in on another level here pretty soon too. So a lot of my time is definitely engaged with the Black Media Collaborative. I'm the director of it, and it's my responsibility. Co-founded by Brother Akron Burton and Troy Johnson and myself. So that's on the. We're doing some things. We haven't stopped. We just kind of
So at the bottom of our viewing picture here on, well, I don't know what you're watching it on, is the website.
You can pop it up.
You can go and sign the petition.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that link is. That's a link to go and sign. And when you open up that link, it's going to kind of look like this. Wait a minute.
That's it.
And it says, restore, cultivate, and give honor to the history of Old Walnut Street, Louisville, Kentucky.
That's all I had.
I said, I see the cars. I'm saying, Walnut Street was two-way traffic.
Look at that.
And I'm thinking, Muhammad Ali, all I remember is one-way traffic. But when I was a little girl, it was two-way traffic.
Right. I forgot.
Right.
Even myself, but I remember that.
Yeah.
Because when did it go one way? After my
probably I really don't. I think it went one way. Nate, I'm gonna say probably after we moved out of Beecher Terrace, because I don't remember it being two-way. Maybe say 60s. Maybe in the 60s it went one way.
Okay.
And somebody else who probably knows, one-way traffic was part of renewal. Oh, I'm over here. I see. Look, this is more. You called all your cousins, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I got a whole bunch of them on there. What's up, fam?
And your classmates.
That's what's up.
I know you had me on my job this morning, making sure that I gave you what you needed to tell people to come. And we're glad to see
important. It's important.
People chatting with us.
It's important.
This brother Stevan, sister Stevan Edwards. She said one-way traffic was a part of renewal.
There you go.
But
there you go.
We just have to, we have to pay
Makes
attention.
sense.
What?
That makes sense.
Yeah. So once they go on the site, they can sign the petition. Sign the petition
and share it with your family, with your friends, co-workers, school friends, everybody, your cousins. Like I got my cousins on here, but while y'all on here, sign the petition. Yeah. Friends, sign the petition.
This the one thing about COVID, it has developed a new community of people that really want to communicate.
Right.
I would
Yeah.
say that. When they have a minute, and this is always in their hand. Everybody's got one in their hand. It's like if you walk out of your door and you get to your car and you start patting and your phone's in the house. Oh, you got to go back and get it. But this has connected us. There's some good points and bad points, but the good points is the knowledge that this show that I want to share with people. By having people like you, Nate, to come on and tell us about this petition, because you want to get a.
I want it for us. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I just woke up with it, like, Lord, but bam, this needs to happen. And that's it. You know what I mean?
And just you just follow it through to make it happen. And
through to make it happen.
It can't happen if we don't help you.
All I'm not asking for no money. I'm asking for a signature.
That's a different story, huh?
That's a whole different story. We can come back on that though. On that money thing, because we do need to invest in each other, in ourselves.
Each other.
We do need, that's how Walnut Street was built as well. They invested in each other. They invested in each other's products and businesses and what they had to offer each other. You know what I mean? So we need to kick it back in.
I told you after our conversation today, I pulled out a slogan out of our whole conversation that this is our time.
It is. It is.
And we need to coalesce. We need to be under one tent.
Yes.
Kind of as many of us as possible that have great ideas that what would work in our community, what we want to bring to our community. Right. We need to be able to get together. Yeah. I mean, we need to have our own town hall meeting. I remember when the mayor was talking about they were going to tell us how they were going to spend the money. Well, how are you going to tell us how? How about if we tell you what we want to spend the money on? How about if it comes from the community to the government, to the mayor's office? How about we say, we need this and we need that. We don't need we don't need a commission to say, well, they need this over here. And
we know what we need.
We know what we need.
We do.
I had mixed feelings about the Juneteenth day. I mean, of all the things that we could have been given that we really need in this time of crisis in our city, I just didn't see that it was a Juneteenth our own national June, because we're going to celebrate it anyway.
Right. Well, I think it's just, it was overdue to be recognized to that level, though.
It was overdue to be recognized, but it was like, you're really not giving us anything.
Right. You just, you're making it what we call national recognition for not just, for everybody.
Right.
For everybody outside of us. You understand?
Right.
Some there was a lot of us that didn't know about
what Juneteenth meant.
Yeah, and a lot
it was a learning lesson. Yeah,
it's right. And a lot of people, our people, including myself, it took me for over 50 years to realize, because it just wasn't. I'm from Louisville. We wasn't getting it like it unless somebody from down south came up and was here in Louisville and they, celebrated. And there were some entities that did celebrate Juneteenth here in Louisville, but we did. Most people didn't.
When I lived in Las Vegas, that's the first time I ever heard of Juneteenth, because most of the blacks in Las Vegas are from Fort Ice, Arkansas, and Tallulah, Mississippi.
Okay. And they all came down in Texas.
Juneteenth was big.
Yeah.
In Las Vegas, because those people came from those areas where they celebrated it already. Naturally, we didn't do it here, so I knew nothing about it.
Again, another history point that needs to be brought to this level, though, because there's so many of us and the rest of the world don't know anything about it. And to me, that's important.
Right.
To me, that's important. Our history is just important to me, man. That's why I document. That's why I got you on the line, Miss Emma Lucille, Russell Neighborhood, the Dirt Bowl. Those things are important. That's our history here in Louisville.
Right.
But I want, I'll take it even further. We have so much history. They're digging up stuff from 100 years ago right now of our history,
Right.
And 100 years from now, they're still going to be digging up stuff from this 100 years.
I was looking at that they were refurbishing the outside of Quinn Chapel.
Nice.
over on 9th and Chestnut.
Nice. We need to do all that.
Okay. Queen Chapel was where I used to go, and they had civil rights meetings to tell us where we were going to go march.
Right. I know.
You
I
know,
heard
so
about that. I heard about that.
that church needs to be refurbished because it is a
It's
landmark.
historical.
It was our home.
It is. It
You
is.
know,
It was the gathering
for the
place
movement.
for the movement. It
Yeah,
was.
it was our
It was
home
one
for
of
the
them for
movement.
sure. Yeah, for sure.
You
for
know,
sure.
it was
Who-
deep. So now somebody, young lady on here, she said she wants to know, Nate. So what's happening with the film industry?
Okay.
I know we used to have some movies that, who was it that gave them some
And we,
tax credits to bring movie companies here in Kentucky? So
yeah.
for
Yeah,
a
our
few
tax
years
credit.
back, they did 2 or 3 big time.
No. They did quite a few. They did a few.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, we did do 2 or 3, but we did more than 2 or 3. There was quite a few, but you know.
I mean, but 2 or 3 that went major.
Major,
The
sure.
one about the Secretariat.
Well, there was one. Yeah. I don't even know if that was.
That was down in
was it Warrington?
Was that Bardstown that they did that?
I think I'm trying to think if even the incentive was in full effect at that time when it happened. You know, you look at
when that happened. You don't know if the film industry.
I'm trying to think if that was. I have to look and see when Secretary actually came out.
Okay.
But nevertheless, we had. I know people on here probably saw a little bit of the film industry in motion for a certain amount of time. So what happened was, okay, so we had a full tax incentive. Where if you came in and produced a film in Louisville, Kentucky, you get a 30 to 35% tax break, which is phenomenal. Like there's hardly any businesses in the world, in the United States for sure, that offer that kind of a tax incentive. You know, so just $1 million investment, 300,000 back. You know what I mean? Right. But now you have to. It has to be as much local as possible to get those tax incentives, right? So flying people in. So Muhammad Ali Airport, that's part of it. Hotels, bars, restaurants. Anybody that has services. I'm telling you, the film industry is like real life in movies. It's like we're creating real life and not real life sometimes, but we have things that are needed. So you take the film industry, for example. If you're a teacher, we need you because we need mentors on the set for like young people, right?
Right.
We need doctors and medics on the set. Also, we need firemen, we need painters, we need set designers, electricians. I mean,
hair and makeup.
Although those are the automatics, right? Those are the automatics. I'm talking about what people really don't think about this in the film industry. Look at the credits at the end. I always tell people that look at the credits and you can see how much opportunity is there,
right?
So now so let's go to what we're saying about the finish. So when it first came out, we had a 30 to 35%. A new administration kicked in and they put a cap on it. It didn't get taken all the way out, but we had a cap on it. There's certain things that weren't going to happen anymore. And mind you, we were number 2 to Atlanta when we first came out the gate. And that's incredible. When I look around like, where is it at? But according to the industry, the film industry, Kentucky was number 2 to Atlanta. And just, I don't know what they're making now, but I look back 3-4 years ago, Atlanta was bringing in $7 billion a year in the film industry. What are we doing? Why ain't we need to get on it? So I'm a film commissioner. I'm happy to represent the city. I'm happy to represent the film industry in the city and my people. And I'm going to do that. So what we're doing now is, so now that the new administration is in, the tax incentive is back. It's passed legislation and we're coming back in strong in 2022. So I want people to get ready. And when I say get ready, if you're interested in the film industry, connect with me. All right.
And I'm going to tell you the one part of the film industry, I guess, per se, that I'm connected to is I do commercials. I signed up with an agency and people that have talented children or people themselves that may be retired that want to do extra work. there's a lot of extra work, or there's a lot of opportunity for children, but you need to know where you can go, and the agencies where you can sign up. We have talent agencies in Louisville, Kentucky.
Right. Yep. You got the talent agencies,
You know.
especially you actors. And then there's a crew base. So anyone out there that has any kind of production skills, I don't know, your lighting, you got some camera skills, and that's video, cinematography as well as photography, because we need photographers to do still shots on the set as well, right?
Right.
Electricians, again, we have all of so I want anyone that's ever been interested in film, this is the time to get involved with it. This is the time to research and dabble, because we're going to have a film industry here. We have one here, but now we're getting ready to step back in it on the level that we left off at.
Well, we might end up having some type of film festival, Louisville Film Festival.
Now we do have a Louisville,
or whatever.
We do have a film festival. We do have several, the smaller ones, but the one of the most recognized ones is the Louisville International Festival of Films. Okay. Oh. And that typically came around in like October, I think September sometime, but that's when it comes. But we need to have more film festivals. It's so much talent here in the city too.
Right.
I myself with Black Media Collaborative in conjunction with the Louisville Film Society and Rabbit Hole Distillery, last year we gave, and to some people it's don't sound like a lot of money, but $5,000. We gave a $5,000 grant to a Black director. Right. So I had like 16 submissions. They put it in, put their things in. We voted, and
I remember that.
Imani Dennison, the young lady, she won the grant. And so, but for $5,000 is a lot for independent filmmakers that shoot little shorts and movies on zero budget.
Right.
But that's just the start. We want to see how that works, because it's going to go up. We're going to take it up to the next level. We're going to, we want the money to be higher and higher and higher each time, but we need to get more representation. I can't do this alone.
Right.
So I need more of my people to step up. You know what I mean? For real.
Right.
But
you're one of those people that I'm fortunate for us to have our friendship, because we throw a lot of things off of each other. Right. Sometimes I said, rather than me just having that one-way conversation with myself, that when I talk to you and I tell you what I'm thinking and my plans, and I'm going at it like this, and after I hear myself articulate it, then I say, oh yeah, I got it, But if I'm not able to sound it off, because you shooting stuff back at me at the same time that make me go another way and think differently, because that's what we need. We need to inspire each other. Right. We need to support each other. I don't care what it is.
All day.
And sometimes it's as simple as having a conversation with somebody.
Right.
And sharing a little bit of yourself. Because a lot of people don't want to share their contacts. Or, well, I'm not going to.
What you need?
Work, but I'm not going to introduce them to someone. Boy, shut up. Hush.
What you need?
Huh?
Oh, I got you.
So those types of things we have to get away from. We have to, the new mindset is to let the selfishness go and work on being selfless.
And then we'll be able to work together.
Wait a minute. Boom. Drop the mic.
Drop that mic.
Drop the mic. So we have to come outside of ourselves.
Your brother-in-law, did he sell his equipment, or what did he do?
Hold up. I'm back. So I just wanted you to catch that little repeat of my conversation with Nate. And before we went into the Louisville, the film industry, this is another piece from a show that I did about my take on Walnut Street. Today, it's one of those days. Welcome to Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. Today we have eventually we're going to have a special guest there en route. So I've got to do a little filling in. So I'm going to see how many people I can get to let me know that they're live and watching us, because we've got some news to share with you today. It's some pretty extraordinary news, I think. It's some joyful news. We've had some sad news. We've had some, there have been some losses in my family. I want to send out my love and condolences to the Winburns, Janice Rucker, my Aunt Dorothy, and also the Hammonds, my cousin Winnie, Michaela, Tootie, Aunt Marianne, for Aunt Margaret Ann, Damu, my cousins that I just met last Friday as we were sitting with my Aunt Margaret. So that was that's the second one of the Hammonds that are gone. All the Carters are gone now. Two of the three Hammonds are now gone. So Uncle Charlie's out in California. Charles Robert, I love you. So that's been kind of what I've been going through, trying to deal with and be supportive of my family, while I also stay in touch with you and let you know what's going on. So first we're going to go to me getting back to you understanding the importance of this show. I think the importance of the show to the community, okay? If you watch this show and you don't make it known that you're watching the show, it doesn't help us to get the numbers that we need to make the show bigger and better, okay? So if you're watching on Facebook, you have to hit the little like button. Then you also need to share it with somebody else, because most of the time we have some pretty interesting guests. I'm going to tell you about some guests that are going to be coming up, aside what for the rest of this month of June. It's going to be happening here in the city. You know, we're getting ready. Louisville is getting ready for Juneteenth. Well, it's not a first, but it's kind of new for Louisville. See, out west, they did Juneteenth all the time. When I lived in Las Vegas, Juneteenth was a regular affair every year, because most of the people, especially the African Americans that live in Las Vegas, are from Fordyce, Arkansas, and Tallulah, Mississippi. Okay? And they celebrate Juneteenth. We've just started to celebrate Juneteenth kind of all over the rest of the country. But the southwest part of the country has always been celebrating Juneteenth. It's important. The mayor here in Louisville made Juneteenth wants to make it a holiday. Well, Juneteenth is important. I don't know if we're going to celebrate Juneteenth, whether it gets to be a holiday or not. Let's be clear about that. Because we need a lot more things to happen in our city to give us security in our minds about our living conditions before Juneteenth. Juneteenth is fine. It's a celebration. We can celebrate. We love celebrations. But we need, I guess, for somebody told him that Juneteenth was very important, that we needed to celebrate Juneteenth. That's fine. But it's not the most important thing that we need. We need to make sure that we can walk the streets and drive the streets in our community, feeling secure that no one will just randomly pull us over, stop us, go against deprive us of our rights and make us feel less than. So let's remember that, you know, sometimes we have to prioritize things. We have to do first things first. We have to make sure that some things that we do are the most important things to do. You know, before I get dressed and go to a concert, I must probably make sure that my home has food in the house and that we have the shelters taken care of. You have to do first things first. But I want everyone to celebrate Juneteenth because it's an awareness, it's awakening of our history about what's been going on. We're learning a whole lot about ourselves that we did not know, you know, from Tulsa. And Tulsa wasn't the only place where Blacks were. Just think about Louisville, Kentucky. I can think about Walnut Street. Now, I was born and raised in Beach Terrace. And at 5 years old, I remember what it looked like from 9th Street. I can really remember from 9th Street to 12th Street. Okay. And even as I got older, some of that was still there, even though we moved out of Beach Terrace. You know, I remember the grocery store. I remember the drugstore. I remember Kinslow's. I remember there was Charlie Moore's and the Top Hat. And even one of my relatives had a storefront church on the very corner of 9th and Walnut Street at the time. Okay. I remember going to the Lyric and the Grand Theaters with my brother, walking through 10th Street Park. I remember that, you know, and I say I remember that because, to tell you the truth, I have wonderful memories of my childhood from Beach Terrace to moving to 18th Street in Portland only for a year. I went to Roosevelt, to moving to 22nd and 22nd and Chestnut, in that house that was green right next to the parking lot at Mount Lebanon. We lived upstairs. Okay. My brother went to Madison at that time. I went to the school around the corner, which is now an apartment complex, but it was called Salisbury Elementary. I went there 2nd and 3rd grade. No, I went there 3rd and 4th grade because I went to 2nd grade at Roosevelt. Then we moved to 901 Cecil Avenue, the corner of Cecil and Garland. And that's when I went to Stephen Foster Elementary, Shawnee Junior High School, Shawnee High School. Okay. So I have wonderful memories of my childhood. And I remember that we had a vibrant and flourishing business district on Walnut Street. On Walnut Street, on 12th Street, you know, because I had to walk to my Medea's house, going through 12th Street. And a lot of people can remember that we had everything that we needed in our community, we had on Walnut Street. And what happened? It disappeared like that. And my people, the legal term for it was urban renewal. My mother called it urban removal because they removed our little butts right on out the way, our business sector. And when they moved us off of Walnut Street, claiming, I guess they, like most other cities, you see where they put the interstate highways through. They did nothing. They gave us nothing back in that area. Absolutely nothing back. Okay. But they made all those businesses move, claiming, I guess, public domain. They use that when it suits them. Okay. But then it was hard for businesses to find other housing for their businesses because then the prices went up. You know, they had been in those businesses, those buildings on Walnut Street for years before I was born. Okay. So, but we're getting ready to celebrate Juneteenth. I won't be here because of this pandemic. You know, my husband and I haven't been able to go anywhere like everybody else. And it's time to kind of get out of Dodge for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so that was just a recap with Nate Spencer and my little take on letting you know what I remember about Old Walnut Street. So I'm going to see you on Friday. We went over just a little bit, but I thought if I put those two pieces together, that might be rather interesting. Friday, we may be revisiting the RISE program and their graduation. They're graduating on Friday, so we might have some of that again. That I may film some of that for a Friday show. Until then, guess who's coming to dinner? It's dinner time somewhere. Bon appetit. See you next time. See you Friday. Stay dry. Stay in tomorrow. Rain all day. Don't let Ida catch you out